I still say he's coming with us.
That was yesterday's optimism. Yesterday, when Miller believed Julius Erving hadn't made up his mind, that he was still up in the air.
I think he's really having a hard time making this decision, harder than I thought he might.
But that was yesterday, and today Dr. J came back to earth in Philadelphia, the place he plans to finish his pro career, as team president Dave Checketts found out this afternoon when he called Erving's agent, Erwin Weiner.
I found out through Weiner's secretary that Weiner had called Larry. Larry left a message for me that Julius Erving had decided to stay in Philadelphia.
With his decision, Erving leaves a lot of money on the table, but he won't have to leave his wife and 4 children during the season, and that was part of the difference.
I think that had to be what swayed the decision, but I think it's pretty clear as you review the whole thing start to finish that you have to say the fact that he didn't grab our offer sheet and sign it, in my mind, says he was afraid that Philly would not match it.
Larry Miller's on his way home now without Erving's signature on a 2-year, $3.5 million offer sheet. But with the dock watch over, the Jazz are now free to begin work on the signing of their own free agents, and Checketts says the problems doing that should be minimal.
I think you'll see a lot of contract extensions, as well as every one of our free agents, but Fred Roberts will be signed in 3 weeks.
Yesterday, Larry Miller flew to Philadelphia with hopes, high hopes, of signing free agent Julius Erving to a Jazz offer sheet worth $3.5 million over 2 years. This evening, Miller left for home from Newark, New Jersey, with those hopes all but gone.
It'd be a letdown because we've worked it so hard, but as I said earlier, after seeing what he's got here and what he means to this city, if I were him, well, let's just say I wouldn't want to have to be the one making the decision.
Miller's words didn't concede defeat, but the look in his eyes did. Dr. J had said no. In Salt Lake, team president Dave Checketts learned of the Doc's decision when he called Erving's agent Erwin Weiner in New York.
I found out through Weiner's secretary that Weiner had called Larry. Larry left a message for me that Julius Erving had decided to stay in Philadelphia.
Checketts believes the one factor that swayed Erving was that he didn't want to be away from his family during the season. And he adds that while he tried to remain optimistic throughout the negotiations, in retrospect, he's not convinced Erving ever seriously considered coming to Salt Lake.
And this is not being negative on Julius. I just think the truth of the matter was that he wanted to stay in Philadelphia and knew that that would be his decision all along.
For his part, Erving spent most of the day meeting with Sixer owner Harold Katz. That was followed by a game of tennis, and then Julius left without comment. He only left Katz's house, though. He's staying in Philadelphia. Steve Cyphers, Eyewitness Sports.